Hey everyone, and welcome back to Global Heroes.
Great to be here.
We're your guides, as always, and today we're doing one of our deep dives.
Yep, getting into the details.
We've got some really interesting stuff on Bisbee, that little town down in southern Arizona.
Ah, Bisbee.
You know,
Mule Mountains, yeah?
exactly. People call it a gem. You hear captivating destination thrown around.
Yeah.
So we want to kind of unpack that.
Look into the history, the art scene, the whole package.
Right. And hey, just a quick heads up, if you enjoy these stories, positive news, cool places, make sure you subscribe to our weekly newsletter.
Yeah.
Helps you stay in the loop.
Definitely worth it. Okay, so Bisbee.
Let's jump in. What's the immediate story here?
Well, the really striking thing about Bisbee, I think, is its transformation.
How so?
It started life as this huge, booming mining town. Copper was king in those Mule Mountains. You can almost picture it, right? All that energy, the grit.
Totally. A classic mining boomtown story. But what's cool is how it didn't just, fade away when the mining slowed down. It took that history, that foundation.
And built something new on top of it.
Exactly. Layered on this really vibrant, creative community. It feels like it embraced its past, but also totally reinvented itself. It's not stuck in time.
That makes sense. And speaking of that past, you really can't talk Bisbee history without the Copper Queen mine tour, can you?
Oh, absolutely not. It comes up constantly as a must-do.
And it's not just looking at old equipment behind glass, right?
Yeah.
You actually go down.
Yeah, that's the key. You descend into the actual mine workings. It gives you this firsthand feel for what life was like for those miners, the conditions, the work. It's pretty powerful.
A visceral connection, like you said.
Definitely immersive. And if you want more of that deep history dive,
There's the museum, too.
right, the Bisbee Mining and Historical Museum. And get this, it's affiliated with the Smithsonian.
Wow, okay. That says something about the importance of Bisbee's mining story on a national level.
It really does. Their exhibits supposedly do a fantastic job laying out that whole copper legacy, putting it all in context.
And then there's Brewery Gulch, which sounds a bit misleading today.
Huh, yeah, maybe a little. Its past was, let's say, more colorful. It was apparently quite the notorious red light district back in the early 1900s.
Really? So walking through there now?
You can kind of feel the history, they say. The architecture itself tells stories from that wilder era. Those old buildings have seen a lot.
Makes you wonder.
Absolutely.
How?
And look, if you really want to unlock those stories, the historical layers,
The visitor center.
bingo.
Hmm.
Heather Andrews and Janet Acevedo Macdonald, they're supposed to be absolute gold mines of information.
Not just handing out maps then.
No. They're described as being super knowledgeable, able to point out hidden historical spots, share anecdotes you wouldn't find anywhere else.
Yeah.
Real local experts.
Okay, so history is huge. But Bisbee now, it's not just about the past, right? It's got this whole artistic reputation.
Oh, completely. It's really blossomed into this eclectic haven. That's the word you hear a lot. For artists, musicians, creatives of all stripes.
You feel that vibe just walking around?
Apparently, yeah. What do you think drove that? Why Bisbee?
That's interesting. Maybe the town's unique character, that sort of independent spirit from the mining days, perhaps attracted a different kind of independence?
Could be. And maybe lower cost of living in a really beautiful spot didn't hurt either. A place for artists to find community, find space.
Yeah, and you see the result, right? The sheer number of galleries, studios, little artisan shops everywhere.
Totally. You can find handmade jewelry, paintings, quirky sculptures, all sorts of unique stuff that gives the town its personality.
And it's not just confined to galleries. I saw something about the Bisbee 1000 stair climb.
Oh yeah, that sounds amazing. They call it where art and adventure meet.
Because there's art on the climb.
Exactly. Murals and installations are actually part of the route. You're doing this pretty intense physical challenge climbing all these stairs the town is famous for.
And encountering art along the way. That is such a cool Bisbee kind of idea.
It really captures that blend, doesn't it? The grit and the creativity.
Right.
And it seems like the town actively fosters this stuff.
How so?
Well, regular festivals, live music spilling onto the streets, community events, poetry readings. It suggests a really lively, accessible art scene. Not stuffy,
Integrated into daily life.
Yeah, precisely. And guess who can help you navigate all that?
Let me guess. Heather and Janet at the visitor center.
You got it. Sounds like they're just as clued into the art world as the history. They can tell you which galleries are must-sees, what events are happening.
They really are sounding like the key contacts for understanding the town.
Like curators of the whole Bisbee experience, yeah.
Oh, okay. So we've got history, we've got art. But Bisbee's location, high up in the Mule Mountains, that's got to mean outdoors, right?
Oh, definitely. The descriptions talk about breathtaking views and endless opportunities for exploration.
So for someone who loves getting outside,
Sounds fantastic. Hiking trails, for starters. Getting into the landscape, chance to see wildlife, those sweeping vistas they mention.
nice.
And interestingly, it's also flagged as a destination for birdwatchers. Apparently, you can spot some rarer species there because of the unique environment.
Oh, cool. What about cycling?
Yep, the winding mountain roads are mentioned as being both pretty challenging but also really scenic for cyclists.
So hiking, birding, cycling, plenty to do.
Seems like the natural setting is a major draw in itself.
And I'm sensing a pattern here. Heather and Janet can help with the outdoor stuff too.
It seems so. Mention of them providing info on guided tours for birdwatching, for hiking, even tours exploring the mining heritage from maybe like an environmental angle.
It really highlights how central that visitor center is. It's clearly way more than just a place to grab a brochure.
Yeah, the way it's described, they position Heather and Janet as partners in creating memories. That's a strong statement.
It really is. It suggests they're genuinely passionate about Bisbee, eager to share those insider tips.
The kind of personalized recommendations that make a trip special.
Right. Like pointing you to those hidden gems off the main drag, or helping book the right tour for you, or just telling you where to get the best coffee or lunch.
It sounds like they help you connect with the real Bisbee, not just the surface level stuff.
It gives you that feeling, doesn't it, that visiting Bisbee is like finding a hidden treasure.
And Heather and Janet are the ones with the map.
Yeah, they can tell you the story behind that cool mural you saw, or the history of that building, or even just the best spot to watch the sunset. Indispensable, it sounds like.
Totally. It really seems like that human connection, facilitated by people like them, is a huge part of what makes Bisbee, well, Bisbee.
So if you've been listening and thinking, wow, a small town with deep history, a buzzing art scene, amazing nature,
And this really strong sense of community, helped along by folks at the visitor center.
then yeah, Bisbee, Arizona sounds like it should definitely be on your radar.
Absolutely. It sounds like it offers something genuinely unique, more than just your average tourist spot. A real multi-layered experience.
Well, thanks for digging into Bisbee with us on this deep dive.
My pleasure. Fascinating place.
And a big thank you to you for listening to Global Heroes. Don't forget, you can follow us on social media for more updates.
And check out It's a Beautiful World, streaming over on Prime Video.
We'll catch you on the next one.